Hey guys, Will Falcon, founder of Lightning AI. I wanted to show you today how to use our new AI hub to fine-tune and deploy your own DeepSeek R1, a small model, 8 billion, but it's still going to be very, very good and powerful. It costs about $10. It's really not expensive. So you just go to the AI hub, you click here. And by the way, we give you free credits, so you should actually be able to do this for free with the credits that we give you in the platform. So you can read all about how that works over here, but ultimately you're just going to click deploy. And then you can decide how long you want to fine tune for. I'm going to choose about 5 minutes just for this tutorial, but you should realistically do it for about 2 hours. Um, and um, and when the model is fine tuned, it's going to automatically deploy. So I'm gonna set this to 0 here. This means that when the model is deployed, it'll autoscale to 0. And when it's autoscaled to 0, it means that if a request comes in, um, the server will spin up. Otherwise, it'll shut down. So you're not paying for anything. So if you have one request per month, then you're going to pay for those like seconds. So you're not going to be paying for this thing for the whole month, for example. Anyways, so I'm going to choose my data set, and the file is going to be here, right? So I have this data set called financial data, right? And this data set is a JSONL file. So you need to just kind of create your own JSONL data set. And in different video, I'll show you how to do that as well. So this has already been created. I click open, and then I click upload. This will actually upload it to the platform. And then you'll be able to just hit fine tune and go. So again, I'm going to choose 5 minutes here to do this. While this uploads, okay, so it's ready to go. Then I just hit deploy. And that's really it. So now you're going to wait 5 minutes and you're going to see this thing that is actually fine tuned. So I'm going to give you a tour of this part real quick here. So this is your deployment dashboard, right? Here, when the thing is ready, you'll be able to actually talk to the model, right? This is an API. This is not a web UI. You can monitor the requests. You can see how many requests, uptime, latency, et cetera, et cetera. You'll be able to monitor the cold start, and we give you the tools to optimize your own cold start. Cold start means that the machine was not active when it received the request, and then when it received the request, it scaled up to handle that request. How long this takes, when it's something that we've built, we've made it pretty fast usually. But when it's something that you've built, because you can upload your own containers to Lightning and deploy them, then it's kind of going to be determined by your own container, right? So you see that the machine's cold starting now. So this is the machine was, I guess, available pretty quickly, and then this is running. We can run on AWS or GCP or other clouds as well, so it doesn't matter. And you can also, this is running on a like our kind of public cloud, but you can do this on your own private cloud as well. You just connect it to the platform. Literally takes like, I don't know, a few hours, not even a few minutes. And then from there, we're going to be doing this all within your private cloud. I can see the logs. So you see that the machine started, the image is downloading, and then here are events. So these are events for auditing. So if you work in a regulated industry, for example, you're able to see exactly what happened throughout the whole life cycle of this thing. And yeah, that's you can see the details here. So this is the auto scaling stuff for it, and um, and then you see here that it's using an L40S. So there's some misconception that you need H100 to do a lot of this stuff. You actually don't, and this is a good example of how you don't. And so our team does a lot of work on trying to figure out how to make these things work on smaller, cheaper machines that are more available as well. So, anyways, like I said, this is going to take about 5 minutes to fine tune. I actually, in reality, I would have put it for 2 hours, and then I'll be able to actually chat with the model. So I'm going to pause this video and come back to it in a few minutes. But you see that the replica is already running. So this is the first machine. This is going to just do the fine tuning. So the following machines at startup will be just a server. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, you'll see the logs here. Under the hood, we've done a lot of optimizations, but this is all full stack Lightning. So under the hood, we're using, I believe, PyTorch Lightning to do the fine tuning here as well. Um, and then the deployment is going to be built using LitServe. So if you don't know PyTorch Lightning is the platform that we have for training models at scale. So it works with any type of model. So it's right here. I encourage you to go check it out. And then we also have LitServe, which is a serving engine. for models. So this is a general serving engine. This is not a VLLM or like SGLang replacement. You could build something like SGLang or VLLM with LitServe. So it's a little bit lower abstraction. So it gives you a lot more control. But if you're looking for something more turnkey, then I would use the other ones or build your own. Or we have something called LitGPT as well. That's kind of like the equivalent of the VLLM and SGLang. But otherwise, if you're deploying things like computer vision models or XGBoost or mixing models up, you want something like this, right? Because it's not a black box. So that's all using that under the hood. You see here, this is the logs from the Lightning stuff under the hood. And then, yeah, we store the checkpoints and everything in the platform. And then from there, everything gets deployed. So anyways, I'm going to pause here while this trains, and then the model will be deployed, and then we can ask it some questions.
Okay, we're back, and the training has completed. It took about 7 seconds from start to finish. Like I said, we set it for 5 minutes, and we validated something here. You see here, great, and you see that it's kind of reasoning through it, right? You see what we did. So we basically went through about 1 million tokens. The performance training time was 320 seconds, about 5 minutes. The tokens per second, this is really fast, and this is, again, largely due to the fact that we're using our own stack under the hood. So full stack Lightning, and you see that we're prompting, we're updating model weights, etc. And then pretty soon here, this will deploy, right? So the model's being uploaded currently. And yeah, within, so all of this gets stored on the platform. Yeah, great. And now if I come back here, you see that I have a second machine coming up. So this is my training machine that's done. And now we're actually moving into a deployment. And so a server is booting up. And going forward, obviously you're not going to be fine-tuning again. So going forward, this is the thing that will be coming up. And yeah, that's kind of it. So I'm going to pause here while that comes up. Might take like a minute or so. Okay, the model is deployed, and we tested with the strawberry prompt. So first of all, you can see it here. Replica is up. I can come here and see the previous replicas. So this is a history for it, right? And I can see that this was the one that we used for training a model. Great. Now we're back up here. And in this replica, we're actually doing serving. So we fine-tuned and served the model, and you see that we got a request here, 200 requests here. So I can test this in the playground. And I wrote this tiny prompt here. So this model was fine-tuned for 5 minutes on financial data. Let's see what it does. So the question is, I'm in my 30s. How should I think about splitting between bonds and stocks? And the answer might be longer, so I might have to set this max tokens a little bit longer. This API is already badged. It streams. It does all the things you're looking for under the hood. And again, that's thanks to LitServe, which is the serving engine that we're using. And it's a reasoning model, so it's pretty powerful. Great. So I'm in my 30s, so to figure out how to split my investment between blah, 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 blah. This is the structure of it. You see the thing tag here, and then the thing tag will end somewhere down here. Here. Okay. This is the answer to the user. To determine how to split investments between bonds and stocks in your 30s, consider risk tolerance, time horizon, blah, 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 blah. Then decide on a moderate allocation of 60 and 40% bonds. This is actually fairly accurate. The general rule is 100 minus your age should be what you put into stocks. So in this case, it should be about 70, right, if you're in your 30s. So 60 is not totally off. And think about your risk tolerance, blah, blah, blah. Then decide on moderate allocation. So this is actually pretty good advice. Again, this is 5 minutes of fine-tuning. Overall, it costs me, the whole thing, 45 cents. Yeah, so this is 45 cents, not even $1 for 5 minutes of fine tuning and deploying this model. This is one of the leading open source models in the world that I was able to fine tune and deploy in under 8 minutes, not even, maybe 7 or 8 minutes for about 45 cents. So again, to do this, simply go to Lightning AI. When you come here, click on AI Hub. You'll find it right here, fine tune and deploy. Click deploy and go from there. There are dozens at this point of other great models, and you can do things like RAG out of the box. You can deploy embedding APIs and all these other things. So I encourage you to check out the AI Hub.